Thursday night, SEN have got you covered. Jimmy with the call. We're looking forward to this. 7:50 p.m.
Huge.
Combank Stadium. The Panthers, the might of the Panthers, taking on some ex-Panthers there at the Bulldogs, including their coach, Cameron Ciraldo. That's a massive game, and looking forward to this as far as team news is concerned. Well, let's cut to the chase, shall we? Everyone wants to know who's wearing the number 7. And number 7 for Penrith Panthers named is Nathan Cleary. Nathan Cleary. He has been named as the number 7. Isaiah Yeo, Nathan Cleary, Brian To'o, Liam Martin, Dylan Edwards, all return after being rested last week. Scotty Sorensen, though, he flew the flag last week, but he has been suspended while Alamotti, Dane Laurie, Matt Eisenhuth and Trent Tolau, they make way, but they did their job absolutely. Brad Schneider and Lukey Garner, they go to the bench after starting against the Warriors for the Bulldogs. Stephen Crichton, Max King, Kurt Mann, Matt Burton, all back for the side who missed over the South Sydney Rabbitohs. And Jacob Kiraz, he's back on the wing where you like him, Brian. And Lockie Galvin reverts to the bench. Kurt Morin goes to 18th man. Blake Taff, Jake Turpin and Wilson, they drop out. This is a massive game, isn't it?
Obviously, the game of the round, and it's got a little bit of spice to it now because of the ex-players going against each other. But in saying that, we've got a spicy game as well going over at 6 p.m. Four Pines Park. Rookie. The Sea Eagles versus West Tigers.
Whoa. Sea Eagles versus whom?
Sorry.
West Tigers!
The number 7s is Daly Cherry Evans, and for the Tigers, Latu Fa'inu. That's the correct pronunciation.
Yes.
I've done a deep dive, and the Lehigh Hopewadi experiment on the wing is gone because he's number 1. Tommy T will be wearing jersey number 4. Let's have a look. Also, Matt Lodge is back in the pack. Jazz Tavanga starts at hooker. Jakey Simpkin on the bench. Lachlan Croker out. Has he been speared or dropped? Seal?
Dropped, I think. The rumour he was going back to play reserve grade, even while they were on the bye.
Oh, that's for
With
match
Saab,
fitness.
Can I ask you this, Seal? Because I have, and I want you to go back to that team list.
If you like.
A friend of mine who is an astute judge and a Manly fan and watches all grades, they said it is ridiculous that Caleb Navale has not played more first grade. Is that fair or not?
I haven't seen enough.
Young Fiji.
I'll take your word on that.
Where is he?
Well, he's jumping number 22.
Yeah, they reckon he's a gun, and it is a travesty that he's not played more first grade to this point.
There's a few Manly in the system that have that rap on them.
Well, no, Hamole. This might have been the perfect opportunity to throw him in.
Yeah.
But he is on the he's in the extended reserves. Let's have a look. Oh, that's me, thanks, Shug. West Tigers, Heath Mason, the Freemason. He is taking over from fullback because Jerome Buller, ice cream, he is out for 4 weeks. Jerome Luai is 5'8". Oh, and the lively Lebanese, Tony Suka, has been promoted to the bench.
Good.
I like this kid.
Good.
I like this kid. I like all Lebanese people after being at Alex Twell's house.
Every time you say Tony Suka, all I think about is Combank Stadium, lights about to be turned off, and this poor bugger is running laps on his own after a game, having not been on for Benji.
No, he won't be anymore.
Good.
Just when you did that suspenseful thing about Nathan Cleary, have I told you what the first rule of Suspense Club is?
No, don't mention Suspense Club.
Careful, we're going to go to the
That's
tape.
Come on, Brooksy.
What about the test on our man, the maestro? He was like, first to speak losers.
Here we go. Go, Brooks. It's your go, bro. I'm done.
Knights Raiders, 8 p.m. Friday night, McDonald Jones Stadium. 20+ thousand up there, boys, you reckon? Could be. Did you see those
Always
Raiders?
is.
Are Raiders the best travelling fans at the moment? Did you see them?
We want to get out of Canberra.
Campbelltown. You saw in Vegas. You see them everywhere.
Yeah.
Drive up, 4 hours or whatever it is. They'll be
That's
there.
a big mission. That's not 4 hours. That's 5.
It's not 4?
Nah, it's not 4 hours.
Stop off on the way somewhere?
No.
4.5, 5? Okay, anyway. Knights. Inclusion. So you were talking about Fletcher Sharp out for up to a month or 5 to 7. Hastings, Jackson in. So he'll partner Jack Cogger in the halves. Prop Jacob Saifidi will play his first game since round 11, having overcome his calf injury, which means Matt Croker goes to the bench. Marju Gregory has had a bad arm. Jack Hetherington, he's had a bad shoulder, listed among the reserves as they push for a return to play the Green Machine, who are looking good. Former Knight Simi Sasagi comes into the starting side in place of Hudson Young, who's being rested.
Oh, no, you can't do this. You can't rest.
Mind games?
I don't think he's been rested. There must be an ailment.
Ailment.
Yeah,
you reckon
you-
that's Laurie to Ricky? Hey, Ricky, it's Laurie here. How's Hudson's going?
Okay,
maybe.
this-
It's flaring up. Yeah, can you not put him in against the Knights, his
Maybe,
former team,
yeah.
and they might try
Okay.
and rough him up?
can I give you a case why he may be rested?
Case why?
Is you've asked him to go to Perth,
Yep.
and then he's got to go to where'd they go? last?
Campbelltown.
Campbelltown, and now you've got to go to Newcastle. He hasn't been home. Like, he hasn't really properly been home.
Wouldn't you think this is the game? Go and play, and then go, because he's from Maitland, have a couple of days off.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm just trying to guess why as to,
I think it could be a bit of a strain. They don't want to.
yeah.
But what an opportunity for Simi Sasagi, who's
He's
been
a
one of
machine.
their up-and-comers this year, who've just come out of the blue. Be good to see if he plays 80. The other change there, Noah Martin is the new face on the bench for the Raiders there. You guys thinking upset Knights? Backline
No.
looked good last week, but Raiders rolling 12 wins.
I'm backing the Raiders.
The 3 times Raiders have gone back-to-back on the road, they were beaten by the Cowboys. They conceded a 16-point lead to the Gold Coast Titans and were almost beaten, conceding another big lead to the Roosters. So it is very hard to go back-to-back on the road.
Okay.
It's vulnerable. It is a danger game. It's a danger game, folks. Let's move on to the Broncos taking on the Warriors. And the Warriors, who had spent so much time in Australia, they had one home game. They let the fans down there at Go Media Stadium. But this time they go back to Suncorp Stadium. It is a Saturday 3 o'clock game. These Broncos don't know what's happening to them. Day games.
3 p.m. and they will be playing the same 17 from last week. Michael Maguire takes the same side that beat the Sharks. Cobbo is on the reserves, so still no place for Selwyn Cobbo. He's number 19. And in terms of Jesse Arthur's on the wing, Jessica Carpani on the wing, no space for Soy Marinero. For the Warriors, Dallin Watini-Zelezniak, he is out. He's done his ankle. So Ed Cozzy, who scored a double in New South Wales Cup last week, he is into the side. Rocco Berry is back from a hamstring injury. So what do you call him again, Fletch? Rocco Berry?
Dessert.
Seconds.
He is back. And
Sort of
as is
ham.
Kurt Capewell. Kurt Capewell's back as well after being rested from Origin. So Leke Halasima, he goes to the bench. And just for all those that were worried, June 13th, 1995, Jagged Little Pill was released.
95.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
June 13.
About a week ago. Oh, it's almost 10 days ago or so.
What year?
Ooh.
20.
95.
30 years ago.
95.
Yeah, so almost like 34 years ago.
So did you say it was released like this week almost?
June 13th, 1995.
Isn't that ironic?
Don't you think?
Coincidental?
Jagged Little-
The run home with Joel and Fletch. We've got plenty more still to come. That is the first 4 games of Team List Tuesday. A brief break.
Well, hang
Brian.
on, quick one. Boys, Latu smashed Hudson Young last week in a tackle, and he got up limping, so I reckon it's from that hit. Read the message out, Fletch, FFS. FFS. Well, Huddy's done the osteopubis. So I don't know whether it was the Latu hit, but Tony, I read it out, FFS. Boys, I'm pretty sure Hudson Young is out because he has a groin injury,
XMP.
which is the
OP.
osteopubis, which is the pulling of the attachment on your pubic bone. Very painful. You can needle it. You can needle it, but it hurts. Oh, God, it hurts.
If you have an FFS, jump on the vent line, folks. The run home with Joel and Fletch. Slide in at Joel Fletch SEN is part 2 of Team List Tuesday on the menu. It's coming up right now, folks. So let's do this. We start with, it's the Battle of the X's, really. Zach Lomax taking on Clint Gutherson, who scored 2 last time they met at Combank Stadium, but it would be Zach Lomax who had the final say, kicking the field goal, kicked 5 goals as well, and had a barnstorming game. Both players did. And we're doing Team List Tuesday for Bostic. Quality you can trust and rely on, available at your local hardware and construction specialist. Gutherson and Lomax, they face their former teams, and how do those teams look? Well, here we go. Dragons boys, Corey Allen and Christian Tuipulotu, both having hamstring concerns. They are recovered, apparently. They're back into the side. Val Holmes, he's back on deck after missing the Sharks game on Origin duty. And Jaden Sewer has also been named to return, while Viliame Fafita comes in for his first game of 2025, which means Loco Pacifici Tonga which Brooksy's shaking his head at, will make way out of the 17. For Parramatta, Dylan Brown returns. They were good last week, so who would keep their spot in the halves with Dylan Brown coming back? Footy Dean. Dean Hawkins stays there at halfback. He'll stay there. And Jordan Samrani joins the starting side. Of course, Will Penasini, a couple of late tries for him. And he is out for a 3-game ban for a danger throw, which means Joash Papali'i will fill the bench. And that's how that plays out because Riley Smith has also been suspended. So that is the makeup of the Dragons taking on the Parramatta Eels. But, Brian, you have more interest at Suncorp Stadium.
Thank you very much. Yeah, let's go up to Suncorp Stadium. The Dolphins, only the one change. Jackie Bostock, obviously, tragedy. Bad, shocking news for him. He was flying. So Junior Tupou, who was at the Tigers last year, who I thought towards the end of last year was going really good. So, but he is making his first appearance since game 2.
Can I intervene, Brian? So when they signed Junior Tupou, who is very talented and plays on that left wing, we hadn't really, the rugby league community hadn't really heard of Jack Bostock. And then the moment they signed him, Jack Bostock went berserk, got the Dally M Rookie of the Year. So it is very timely for him to come back.
Yeah. Now, if you're a Bunnies fan, start rejoicing because Campbell Graham back, Cody Walker back, which allows Jackie White and shifts from 5'8" to centre. Ewan Aiken returns to the back row. And the other Greek god, Peter Mamazoulis, has been named to return from that elbow injury. I reckon he's been a sneaky loss for him.
Yep, of course.
Around the ruck. Jaden Sullivan's listed among the reserves. But this is a good-looking backline for the Bunnies. So you got Latrell, AJ, Whiten, Campbell, Munro, Walker, Humphreys. Pretty strong.
Kobe Kane, this is a bit judgy, right? Kobe Kane's not a rugby league watcher, right? She's not a purveyor of rugby league. And she's seeing Havili go to dummy half. She goes, what's this bloke doing? He's not a dummy half. Because he doesn't look like a dummy half, does he?
Noticed that last week.
No, but he's done a terrific job as well.
He's a good player.
So the Bunnies here, they were the better team last week.
Yep.
No doubt. And Jackie White was great at 5'8", but now he's back in his favourite position. I think he's a 3 all day.
And they're 16 on the ladder.
Yeah, it's
like
hard.
with how crammed it is down there. Scotty Cram. So must win for South.
Yeah,
big names back in. Dolphins, couple of injuries, lost, losing, winning streaks over.
Boys,
time to strike.
I
Bennett against his former team.
I think the Bunnies will be a bit more patient. I feel they've got a little bit more patience in them.
Hey, Maestro, no knowledge on this, but please crow me. Please crow me.
Ooh.
Please crow me. Is there an Englishman called Lewis Dodd inside the top 22 or so, Brian?
Negative.
Okay. June 30 is upon us next week. I'm suggesting that he will be scooped up, either heading back to England. He'll be off the South Sydney salary cap by June 30 next week.
Okay, yeah.
You think or not?
I don't think he's going to get picked up on another. I don't think anyone's going to pay that.
But now's the time to go where people are desperate.
I just can't. He's on 650, I hear.
Right.
Prorated. What's he got left?
How many years? How many years?
I think it was 7.
7 years.
5 to 7.
7 years.
I think it was a 3. Was it a? Pretty sure it was a fair whack. Might have been a 3-year deal.
Nurse Ratchet.
No, there'll be a nurse in there. That's the problem. It's the dollar value. Who could use him?
Oh, listeners can tell us.
Well, I know your team. Yeah,
Dodd to Dragons?
Yeah.
All I'm saying is my best guess
really
is,
care.
if I know rugby league, I'm tipping that Dodd won't be a Rabbitoh come next week. That's my best guess.
Okay. By the way, guys, my iPhone fell in the Brasco before.
Yeah.
But after I flushed, just to let you know, I was a little bit late.
Oh, still.
No, you've got the 3-second rule. It's like eating. You drop it on the carpet.
All right. Sunday, 2 p.m.
Oh,
Amy
big
Park.
game.
Here we go. There's got to be
Storm.
Okay. There has to be a change in the halves. There has to be. Come on, Fitzy.
For the Storm?
No, for the other one.
Oh, Storm. I'll go to Storm.
Has to be a change.
I'm going to tease at Storm. Xavier Coates returns after being rested last week. Grant Anderson shifts to the centres. Jack Howarth is out. Blues prop Stefano Utoikamanu and Maroons back rower Trent Loiero will return to the starting side. They were on the bench last week against the Rabbitohs in that Golden Point win. Sharks. These are the names in the spiel on NRL.com. Oregon Kafusi, Braden Hamlin-Ueli, Hohepa Puru. So I think we're going the same
They can't be.
playmaking cartel this week for the Sharks. We've got William Kennedy, Braden Trindle, Nico Hines, Blake Brayley, Daniel Atkinson, 14. So the news there for the Sharkies fans, Oregon Kaufusi returns. He was laid out last week against the Bronx with his hammy. Braden Hamlin-Ueli drops back to the bench. Hohepa Puru drops out altogether.
Now, Sugar, this is the game. This is the game that they went with. Remember when they beat Melbourne?
Yes.
How did they do it? Tell me exactly how they did it.
This time last year, they beat the Melbourne Storm in Melbourne with our man Daniel Atkinson playing halfback in a hybrid role with Cam McGuinness and Blake Brayley.
I think you'll find that Atco was 6. And
those two are sharing 7.
And all Cam McGuinness did was get the ball, either tip it on or dummy and run.
Yep.
Simple game plan. Simplify your life.
Styles make what, Brian?
Fights.
Styles make fights. So why? This is another thing, right? Why are teams so rigid? We've got horse racing, right? And the track's going to do this, so we're going to run this way or we're going to do that. Rugby league has not yet cottoned on to a track bias, have they?
No.
Or a team bias, or a venue bias, or a weather bias.
Or an opposition
We just
bias.
choose our 17, and no matter what, we're going to run that 17. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, and if it's not working, we've got to change it up a bit.
Their game plan got thrown out at Shark Park, right? There was the Stone Street and Ramian injuries, and Daniel Atkinson and Talakai were the makeshift left, and that's when Coates did the mad dunk on Atco on the wing.
That's right.
So
and the Sharks
it seems
won.
like that, bit of change there.
Maybe they do need a little bit of change just to throw everyone out of kilter to go, righto, well, this is going to work. We're just going to play a little bit more simple.
The other concern I have, gentlemen, is you know that I'm a proponent of hating the back-to-back away games. That's why I'm a bit concerned for the Raiders. They once again go on the road. Sharkies have been to Broncos. They come home briefly. You're just unpacking your bags. What are you doing now, love? Oh, no, I'm packing them back again. We're going to Melbourne. It's hard.
I wouldn't be unpacking them. Just leave them in there.
Same gear.
Don't even go back to Sydney. Go straight from Brisbane to Melbourne.
Yep.
Send them on.
Go down the Crown.
Would you just send them on, like drop them off, go send it to Melbourne,
Like
and
you
I'll
do
just go to Sydney?
you do in Japan.
Yeah.
In,
they're the
7-Eleven. That's a
great.
reward. $7.
Really?
Ladies and
the
gentlemen,
best.
if you're going to Japan, all you need is take heaps of luggage. That's us.
Yeah.
$7 and it arrives the next day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You go from 7-Eleven to any place in the world.
We are the capital of hacks right here, folks.
Even to an onsen.
We are the capital of hacks.
Well, you can't see any more.
Look at the tourists, right? We're all talking.
Not
The tourist has
one
got his
Japanese
phone
more
up and
did I
he's...
say.
sorry, we are on the clock. Sorry, tourist. Okay, who would like to take us to this blockbuster? The Titans and the Cowboys.
Tom Weaver, he's taking over at halfback for the Titans. Jaden Campbell out with a head knock. So Tino Fatsumala-Awi, he's back in the starting side, as is Cleese Haas. And on the bench, you've got Jacob Alec, Isaac Fatsumala-Awi, and Mo Fodawaka. For the Cowboys, Jake Clifford, he has earned a recall of 5'8", so he's back in the halves. With Jackson Purdue shifting to the centres. Braden Burns is on the way out. Reece Robson and Ruben Cotter, they're also back. But Jason Taumalolo, he remains sidelined. Quick stat for you boys. Dearden and Clifford in the halves. 4 wins, 1 game, 2 losses. Dearden and Purdue in the halves. 1 win, no draws, 3 losses. Dearden and Clifford have the better winning record.
They also got lapped by the Dolphins in that 50 when Clifford was at 7.
I'm just saying the stats are there.
Yeah.
I feel like he makes some moves, Toddy Payton, for the future. Like that whole putting him in the halves with Dearden was, it was to light a fire.
I disagree.
You don't think so?
No, I disagree on one comment you made. He's making this move for the future. Toddy Payton has not got time to worry about the future.
No, that's what I meant about the Jackson Purdue move. Was more like, this is our halves. But, this is like, you can tell he's made that move for probably the best combo now.
And now you're saying this team needs to win for me.
And he needs, that's correct. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, all right, folks. 1300 01 1170, text 0457 736 736. Have we got time to hear from Travis Meyn? I think we do. Here's Travis Meyn, who is a leading journalist for the Courier Mail, and here's what he had to say about the Des Hasler situation.
Well, the noise is getting louder and louder, so something is obviously going on. The Titans put out a win, and they need to make some big changes if they're ever going to be a success here.
It's just we need to find out. We need to find out what goes on up there. It just doesn't seem to work, does it?
I want to invent something in rugby league, which is unlike me, Brian, to come with an idea.
What are you going to invent?
But the duress play, right, where both fans want their coach out, just do the switcheroo. Just try and salvage something. So to give them the last chance saloon. So there's two coaches who are under massive siege.
Give us an example. So
okay.
I'm quite visual.
Okay, well, when they turn up on the weekend, Todd Payton goes into the other box and Des goes into the box.
Yeah, fresh off the.
And then you just
like
off the
Dom
bat.
Young.
Yeah.
Like just
because
just
you're both,
stay there, boys.
You're both in a lot of trouble
Swingers.
at the moment. So just what can you do in a short period of time to save your career? That'd be great reality TV, don't you think?
coach loan deals.
Well, no.
Well, could they go back?
Coach swap.
Coach swap.
It's called coach swap.
Every year.
Everything swap?
Every
everything.
year.
Everything?
Yep.
Everything.
Wow.
Everything.
Yes. Like everything.
Teamless Tuesday.
Helmets,
Thanks.
boost.
Brian, you will enjoy this next little conversation because the Roosters, the Sydney Roosters announced that forward. Who did you say that Mitch Barnett said the Roosters should lock in long term?
Naufahu Whyte, only because I told him to say it.
Okay. Well, the Roosters have announced that Naufahu Whyte has signed a 3-year extension, securing his place with the Tricolours until at least the end of 2029.
Great signing.
Great signing.
Great signing. Look, he's not quite there yet, but I see similarities between him and Fanor Blake. Have a look at his post-contact meters, as we like to call it these
Is it the
days.
footwork at the line?
Late footwork at the line,
Yep.
and he's got this ability to twist and find his front every time.
What's the
He's a
number,
gun.
Brian? So signed at the end of 2029. What's the number?
I reckon he's gone, so he's 3 years, so 7. He would have had to doubled his current contract. I'm going to say 600.
600?
Yeah.
No.
By the end of 29, like a ratchet. Like in 2029.
Well, he peaks at 600.
Yeah.
No way.
Well, you reckon 7s?
I reckon minimum average of 7. Mate, the bloke's a gun.
I know, but it's a front rower.
Oh,
Playing,
so you're talking Roosters currency? Are you?
I was saying he'd probably be on 200 now.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
His contract, he's
He's played for New Zealand, Brian.
played one game.
Ah, Police Academy.
So you reckon he's gone straight to 700? Oh, you could be right.
As an average,
I
of
don't
course,
know,
mate,
mate.
he could be a premier front rower in the competition.
So by
if he's not
2029
getting 700,
So
please.
2029, you're giving him 900.
I don't care how it looks. I just think as an average, he would have minimum 700. Maybe I'm too light there.
Okay.
He's a gun.
Yeah, I know he's a gun.
He's an absolute gun.
But Roosters don't pay overs.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello and good night. Try this.
Why'd you turn that up, tourist? Okay, so here's where the Roosters land. They've got some great juniors coming through. Naufahu Whyte has been secured until 2029. They've got Reece Robson incoming, and he will finish his contract at the same time as Naufahu Whyte. 2028, Benaiah Iolu, who comes on in the dummy half. I loved him.
Yeah.
He came on. He's hardly played any first grade. He's smiling like a Cheshire cat, and I thought that's terrific. Lindsay Collins and Toby Rodwell. Toby Rodwell, who starred for New South Wales wearing the number 6 jumper and doing his best impersonation of his dad. They look like clones. He's there till 2028. Billy Smith, Brian. The only thing that's stopping him is what?
The Roosters need to get a rap here because they've held on to this kid for the last 4 or 5 years where I feel other clubs would have let him go, and you're finally seeing why they wanted to keep him. I mean, he's one of the best defending centres in the game currently now. I know Stephen Crichton gets all the raps. No one gets past this player.
No, if there's a profit-loss ledger for centres, he's right up there with Crichton. What do they score? What do they concede? Try causes.
But just a great defender and
a great player.
And a good bloke too. I think that's the
I
other
don't know. Good bloke?
Good bloke.
Yeah, right,
Well,
okay.
he's a junior. Why wouldn't he be?
Connor Watson, Nat Butcher, Robert Toyer, Bobby Toyer, Celeste Focchetti and Sam Walker, Spencer Lenu, Taylor Lasalu and Victor Radley all signed until the end of 2027. Now, Broncos block. Cowboys bid. Well, hang on. What's going on here? Bomber Bedell. Jump on the open line, 1300 01 1170 through the Courier Mail. Now, Brisbane have blocked the Cowboys' poaching bid to sign Selwyn Cobbo. before the June 30 transfer deadline as the Broncos fight to keep the out-of-favour Orange Star at Red Hill. Well, they're not fighting too hard.
No.
He's playing reserve grade. Cowboys Chiefs made inquiries and held talks with the Cobbo camp about an immediate transfer. Unlikely that the Cowboys will pull it off. But the Cowboys, the Dragons, the Dolphins, they're all interested for Selwyn Cobbo. But I've not seen this mail that you've been subjected to.
Yeah, I got the mail earlier on today.
So you see red and white.
Has it been? Oh, okay. Whoops. Sorry. I won't go into that.
What are you
Brooksy's looking at me.
saying?
Brooksy's biting his nails because he's frothing.
Okay, well, this will support your frothing illusions. Josiah Katapani, he's set to extend his time at Red Hill, writes our man. He's been in form, Michael Chamis. He scored 2 doubles in his 2 games this season, which, by the way, Jesse could have had, which could spell the end for Selwyn Cobbo. The Broncos, Dragons are willing to offer Cobbo an 18-month contract. The contract is yet to be offered, but want him to commit to leaving the Broncos. Thoughts, Brian?
Say that again. The contract is yet to be offered.
The Dragons, so apparently the Dragons are willing to offer
right,
an 18-month contract.
which is this year and next, or half of this year.
Yeah, that's right.
But they want to know if he's fair income.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but wasn't he reporting that he didn't want to leave home or Queensland? And if that's the case, that would make me balk. Anyway, Eels and Blue Star Zachy Lomax, according to Brett Reid in the Daily Telegraph, returns to Wollongong for the first time since his controversial departure, Brian. He kicked the game-winning field goal when they met last time in round 6. He's played 7 seasons at the Red V, 49 tries, and 831 points in his 114 games.
Yeah, this will be tougher going back down there. He did have that cracking game when he kicked the winning field goal, as you mentioned. But I'm with Shawnee. I love what the Eels are doing.
Yep. Gutho, by the way, scored 2 against the Dragons too. So this is a big X's. Hell hath no fury, Brian. Lomax said this, that's footy. I'm not the only person that's been in this situation. I'm sure it'll be weird. I'm sure it won't get a real nice reception there, but that's the way it goes. And the irony out of all of this is that he returns to take on the Dragons, probably will be confirmed the next 21 minutes as a winger.
Yes, when all that drama about him wanting to leave because he didn't want to play on the wing.
Yeah.
It's ironic, says, what's her name, Alyssa Morissette. Do you feel, is that her name?
Alyssa
Alana.
Morissette.
And isn't it ironic?
Yeah.
I never really understood this when she goes, when all you need is a knife.
What did she say prior to that?
Yeah.
What did she say prior to that?
Meeting a beautiful man with his beautiful wife. I understand. So you'd like this. But then when all you need is a knife.
We'll come back to that.
I can use a spoon.
I think we'll go through those lyrics.
And that's not ironic enough for me.
No, we'll go through those ironic lyrics right after this. Former Dragon star close to a return in the Courier Mail. Ben Hunt will undergo fitness tests on his hamstring this week as he returns. Are they missing him big time, Brian?
I thought Corey Pakes in that first half was pretty good, like defensively. A few errors. But, you get the experience of Benny Hunt. He hasn't really set the world on fire since he's been there. But I feel that has a lot to do with getting the combinations correct.
Isn't it ironic? Every time we ring this bell with our man Jarrod, or as tourists is known as Jarrod, Tootsie Croker, they just keep winning, don't they?
Yes, correct.
Jarrod, good afternoon.
Hey, boys, how we going?
Going good, Toots. Tootsie, I was just thinking, if you weren't a rugby league legend, what job, what career do you reckon you would have got into?
Oh, mate, honestly, I could be anywhere. I've got no idea. Like, I was always footy through school. One of them kids who just loved footy. Teachers hated me, not because I, was bad or anything. I just didn't want to. I just wanted to play footy for everything. I wanted to play sport. Didn't really pay attention. So I would have struggled, to be honest. I don't actually know. I'd like to be like a golfer or something mad like that.
No, you can't. It's got to be an office job.
Yeah.
It's got to be an industry or a trade, like something like that. You can't be a sport.
I'd be on the tools. I'd have to be on the tools. I wouldn't be smart enough to be, in an office and telling people what to do.
I feel like you would be good as like a train driver.
A train driver?
Yeah. I don't know. I just get the vibe. And you could wear a hat. You wore a
bus
hat.
driver.
You wore a hat your
Bus
whole career. You could wear a hat.
Yeah.
Like a little.
I might have to. If these tips start getting beat, I might have to.
Nah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Hey, we got a question for you, Hudson Young. Is it just precautionary resting?
Yeah, it is. I actually was just speaking to Hutto. I just heard on
Bruce.
the way home that he's been rested. Hey?
That was a Bruce.
Um, he's just resting he's had a bit of an ongoing issue with the hip and the groin and then lower ab sort of area. And they've just decided, I think he's just going to rest it, maybe a cortisone or something, and rest it up. And I'm assuming go straight into camp for game 3, mate. So been carrying it for a while, and obviously extra load with Origin and those sorts of things as well probably doesn't help it, or might have stirred it up a little bit. He's had a big prep and a big 3 or 4 months going into this. So break will do him good.
I'll tell you what, Tutu, we had, you just made me think about something, because rugby league loves a narrative, Brian. Remember when it was Glenn Stewart, the Battle of Brookie, ironed out, the only way he could play in the grand final is if they won without him to make the grand final.
Yes.
He gets to Clive.
Yep.
Do you remember Tootsie's grand final in 2019? Tight tussle against the Roosters. And Hudson Young, who at that time wasn't the Hudson Young we know now, was eliminated from the grand final due to suspension.
Yes.
He's a massive Clive candidate. Massive Clive.
I like your other choice, Ethan Strange.
Yeah, well, they're my two. Tootsie, do you like, could you see, if the Raiders win the comp, Hudson Young or Ethan Strange winning the Clive?
Yeah, well, I could. Yeah, I wouldn't really give a shit who won it if we won, to be honest. Look, they're the sort of, those big games where it's probably doesn't big tough games like your Origins, your grand finals, and those sort of things. It just comes down to blokes who just bust themselves for 80 minutes, and Hutto's definitely that. So I don't know, what price is that? What price is he? Did you get on?
Oh well, I wouldn't put you in that situation, Tootsie, but
and you can't.
We will be
looking.
looking.
Yeah, you can.
We will be looking, won't we, Brian?
Oh, definitely. Tell you what, I got a great feeling too. We had Joey Tarpany on yesterday. What a terrific young man he is.
He comes across like he's quite intelligent, isn't he? Like he speaks really well, and
yes, after talking to you, yes, very much so.
yeah. I'm just trying to compare the last captains I had, and me and Elliot Whitehead were just like complete opposite. He's there, writes his notes and that. We don't even take our books into meetings and stuff. Me and Elliot, smells normally hungover most of the time, so it was like. It's chalk and cheese, but it's obviously working. He's doing a great job, and he had some big moments on the weekend on the field, just saving tries and captain's challenges and scoring tries, and he's a monster.
He's a beauty. Did Elliot like a beer? Did he?
Elliot still likes a beer. Yes, he's in the south of France at the moment.
you know where he's from, Brian, don't you?
Yeah, I know he's a.
So how many Englishmen?
Was he a Bradford boy? Is he from Bradford?
Yeah.
So. Now I know they all love a beer.
They love a beer. They're great company too.
They love a beer. You'd get along really well with Smell. He's one of the best when it comes to that side of things, mate.
And showering after a game, you want to be next to him or wide away from him? Because I think I know where his answer's going.
Oh, right. As a rule, I think it's against him, isn't it?
Pommies, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Are you showering next to him or are you running for the hills?
He's not my number one concern.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. He's not bad, but he's not. I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He's not the number one not top seed.
Well, that blows my my theory out of the water.
Your theory, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of theories, Tootsie.
Okay.
And Toots, what else? What about end of season? You started looking at a trip away, because I know you like to hop around the globe. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't yet. I've been away so much. We done earlier when I done that month in America. It sort of just took the wind out of me sales a bit, out of my bank account. So I went to Barnbougle. I wouldn't mind organising another golf trip. I don't think the missus likes that much. We're going to go back down to Barnbougle again, and maybe Hamilton Island. Probably keep it in the country for now. But what about you boys? You got anything planned?
Oh, I'll tell you what, Capital Golf Tours. Check them out on the website. They can sort your trip out. Don't you worry about that. Capital Classic Golf Tours. That's the way to do that. I'm desperate for the game. I'd love to go to the Sapphire Coast, Brian.
Yes.
I've never gone down to the deep south.
How far?
Yeah, good part of the world.
How far? When does it start and finish, the Sapphire?
Well, our man might know this, but the Sapphire Coast is one of the most picturesque, beautiful, unpopulated areas in Australia. It is magic.
And the oysters are very nice down there, Merimbula.
Yes. Yeah,
Merimbula
good part of the world down there.
Do you have I
think we're going down there for Christmas, actually.
Do you like oysters
that way?
just with salt and pepper, or do you like it with a vinaigrette? boys?
Are you asking?
No, you
are
or
asking-
Joel.
I'm asking anyone.
You've just looked away from me. And
No, well, I'm just
I
asking.
like vinegar. I like vinegar on anything.
Yes.
Has a
I don't
vinegar
have 'em.
sort of- yeah.
You don't like, oh, you can't. You can't
well, I
have-
probably can. I'm just not a shellfish man, Toots.
and I think it's another marketing. I think it's another marketing idea saying it makes you toey.
Yeah.
It doesn't, does it?
Yeah.
Really?
Nah, not the. Yeah. Don't really need it either, to be honest.
No, I know you don't.
Yeah, I just pray for poor old Patrick when they come out. Anyway, good on you, Tootsie. We appreciate that. What, you're still here? Well, you can see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio, you beautiful humans.